Hello, I'm Daniel Ortiz, and I'm going to talk about the reasons of why people go from their country, their native country. Well, I think about two most important reasons of why people needs to go from their country to another. One can be jobs, and the other that can be the problems they have in their country. For me, those are the two most important reasons that people have to go away from their native country. I like to talk about the second one in first place, the second one, and the problems in the country. One example, one new example that we can see here in these for the problems we can see in Afghanistan. The reasons that the a lot of people in recent days, a lot of people go away from their native country, and they have they need that need to leave their country because some we can call them terrorists. Yeah, we can call them terrorists. The terrorists of this country, the terrorists of this country take the control of them, and they will make a reign of terror in their country. They will make a dictator of their country, and the special effect people in this occasion is are the women. Women are going to be so, how could I say, so punished because they take in a radical way the words of the Quran. Some of them say that women don't have any rights, and women just need to be obedient to their husbands, their parents, just the men. In this case, the men has more rights than women. That is why these people go ahead for the country and in desperate way because they are desperate. They need to go away from them from their country. Now, the second reason is the jobs, the opportunity to have to work in another country. I think there are a lot of examples, and I would like to take examples of from here in Latin America. Some people go away from here to Europe or USA and to more developed countries. And that because they think that in those countries they will find better jobs, they will find better opportunities and better chances to improve their life. And they will be, and they are right because here in Ecuador, well, not in Ecuador, not just in Ecuador, but in all Latin America, here there are chances of jobs. Yes, there are, but they are not so good for them. In the life here is so hard. Well, everywhere the life is so hard, but here is hard for them, and they need to look for another jobs. They need to look for better jobs that let them to earn more money for their family. And there are some aspects that some situations of why they choose to do that. One example we could see in Venezuela. In Venezuela, this country is so troubles. They have a lot of problems with the economy, with the food, with a lot of things. So people need to immigrate from to another country. They need to escape. So they need to do that because they need more chances, better chances, and they need better lives. That is why some people immigrate for that. Now, I'd like to talk about the pros and cons of living in another country. The pros in it could be that if you're interested in the culture of that country, the pros can be that you will learn another country. You will learn another culture of another country. You will learn another language. You will know more about the world and more people, more culture. You will have more knowledge about them, and that is an important thing that I consider because I consider that point as an important thing because knowing about that you can improve your life. Maybe, yeah, if you know how to use that knowledge that you have, you can improve your life. your entire life. Every country has its interesting things. All the countries have some things that you can learn from it. So I think that living in another country, it will teach you a lot. It will teach us a lot. It will teach us how is the life of the people in that place, how is the economy in that place maybe, and how they live there, how are the culture, how are their relationships. That is one of the pros that I consider. Another positive point of living in another country is that you may you may get better jobs. As I said before, here in Latin America, there are chances of get jobs, but there are not a lot, and sometimes they are not well paid. So in other countries, if you get a good job, you will earn a lot of money. You can send this money to your family that are in your native country. That is why I think living in another country can maybe improve your life, but it depends on you. I think it depends on you to improve your life living in another country. Now, going to negative points of living in another country is that you will miss a lot of your family. I think that this point is the most important because you are so far away from them. You are not in another city, in another town. You are not maybe in a near place. You are in another country. And maybe it could be in a country where no, there is an easy interest to them to that country. So I think that one important aspect is that you are going to miss your family. You are going to miss your family, the people you know in your native country, the people you live in your native country. You will miss them a lot, and maybe in the first days you are going to feel alone because you don't have them. Unfortunately, we nowadays we have these technological devices like the video calls. We have our cell phones to chat with them. These we have some apps like Zoom, like Google Meet, like Teams that can all that let us to communicate with another persons that are even in another country, but it's not the same. It's not the same to talk with another person that is in a screen that is in the screen and talk with them having her or him in face to face in a face to face conversation. So I think that is one of the negative points of living in another country. Yeah, it's an important aspect. So another negative point of living in another country is that if you, so let me think, another point. Yeah, it's that you maybe will take a long time to get used to that culture, to their way of living there. For example, if I go to USA, well, I'm learning English and I will understand that the language of English, but in some cases I will not understand how some aspects of the American lives. And I know that the things there in that country are more expensive that are here. So I think that one aspect could be the how I can how can I waste my money? Well, in which things I can invest my money. So I think that is another important thing that we should consider in the case to live in another country. Another negative point of living in another country is, well, I think the people you know there and the culture they have there, it will be a mix of cultures and when they come from your native country to the other one, to the country that you are moving on. So I think that could be some problem until you get used to that. Because with the time, some aspects of that life will you will get it. And for example, if a person come well from Ecuador, an Ecuadorian goes to Spain in, I don't know, in 6 months or maybe in a year, the accent of Spanish people will get to the Ecuadorian people, and they will talk in Spanish, maybe with a Spanish accent, with expression like "hostia, tío" and stuff like that. So I think that could be a negative point, because you maybe, if you are so disabled, you lost your own identity, your own culture, and obviously that is why, because you are involved with the people of another country in another culture, and you are living with them. So I think that could be another negative point of living in another country. Now, if I like to visit another country, well, I like to live in countries like Norway, Iceland, or Finland. Those countries are so interesting for me. I know they are cold, but I like the cold. I do like the cold, so I'd like to live in those countries. Live in there, or pass some days there. Another country that I'd like to visit and live in there is, well, visit in Japan. I'd like to visit Japan because I'm interested in their culture. I'd like to visit some tourist places in there, like the Mount Fuji or the Osaka region, because there are a lot of interesting things. I'd like to visit Tokyo City. I know there are a lot of people there. Another country that I like to visit is China. It's interesting also. It's interesting. Another country is Egypt. I would like to visit the pyramids. I would like to see them. Yeah, there are countries that are in the other side of the world, but some I hope that I can go there and visit those places. But in the countries that I'd like to live is in Norway, in especially Norway, because for me it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful country which has a lot of interesting things. The landscapes are so beautiful. I like them a lot. I've seen some pictures on the internet. I've seen some videos of that country. So, and they care a lot of the environment. They care a lot of the animals that they have there. The contamination and pollution are is a big problem. So, well, they are so interested in the environment conservation. So that is why I like to live there and visit the countries, like I visit countries that are Japan, China, Egypt, England also. Yeah, I'd like to visit and live in England. Well, I get maybe I won't understand the England accent, but with practice I'll do. So I think the language will not be a problem. That is my small talking about the pros and cons of living in another country, of the countries that I like to visit. Thanks so much for watching.